Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Quinton here, and this is tutorial number 41. And in this tutorial, we are talking about using table elements. So you will notice that I have cleared most of the tags out of my body over here, and we're working with basically the old template that we used to work with. And I also have a blank CSS file. So just to let you guys know what we are working with for this tutorial. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to let you guys know about tables is that they were only added to CSS or to HTML rather, so that we as web page designers or developers had some way of displaying data back to the user in a table-like form so that the users could actually read the data or see the data clearly and easily. Okay, but there are some designers that realized in 1997 when tables were introduced into HTML that, hey, a table can be used to lay out your web page because it consists of rows and columns, and that's exactly what we want our web pages to look like, rows and columns. Okay, so you will notice that there are a lot of older web pages out there, or old web designers out there that obviously learned how to design web pages in the 90s or early 2000s that use tables to lay out their websites, and that is completely wrong, guys. You guys should never use a table to lay out your web page. Okay, I just wanted to let you guys know that now, before we even get started. But I do have tutorials on how to create a web page layout the proper way using div tags and the section tags and all those new tags along with CSS, and you can create a web page that looks just as good, if not better. Okay, and that is the proper way to do things. So let's get started talking about tables now, and let's actually add a table to our web page. So to do that, we're going to open up a new tag, which is called, you guessed it, table. Okay, so go ahead and close that off now, and now we have a table tag on our web page. Okay, so what do we do with this table now? Okay, and the first thing we're actually going to want to do is at least give the user some idea of what the information is going to be in this table. So in other words, we want to give our table a caption. Okay, and we could do this by adding a heading tag outside of our table, but you guys already know how to do that. And instead, what I'm going to do is show you guys how to use a new tag in tables, which is called caption, and we're gonna go ahead and end that caption tag off over there. And what this caption tag does is allow us to basically make a heading, or I don't want to say heading, but a caption of what information is going to be displayed in our table. Okay, and a caption tag can only be used inside of a table, so don't use it outside the table because that's not proper use, but inside the table is fine. Okay, so let's go ahead now and actually give this table a caption, and I'm going to create a table that contains the best selling games worldwide. So let's go ahead and actually make that the caption: best selling games worldwide. And this is actually according to Wikipedia, so that is where I got my information from, to Wikipedia, just like that. Not that it's reliable or anything, but I just I needed some data to actually fill a table with, so that's where I got it from. Okay, and now we can go ahead and actually give our table some columns, because you guys know that a table consists of rows and columns. So the first thing we have to do is actually make a row. And to do that, we're going to use a tag called tr, and that stands for table row. So table row and ending table row. Now we have one row in our table. So we can go ahead and actually add some columns now. And the funny thing about tables is that we don't actually have a way to make a column, okay? But we can make a table cell. So in other words, row 1, block 1, that actual cell we can make, okay? And to do that, we can go ahead and use a tag called TD and ending TD, and that stands for table data. And another way we can actually make a table cell is to also use a tag called TH, okay? And TH stands for table header. So this will actually just be the header of the table, okay? And the first column that I want in our table is going to be rank. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a rank. Then we can actually duplicate this line by pressing Ctrl D, and I'm going to give the second column a title of title, and that is going to be the title or the game's title that is sold worldwide. Okay, and then we're just going to make one called release year, which is the year that the game was released. And then we'll also make another column for copies sold. So how many copies were sold worldwide. Okay, and if we go ahead and save this and run this in Firefox, we should start seeing our table appear. So right here we've got our caption, best-selling games worldwide according to Wikipedia. Then we've got our rank, title, release year, and copies sold. But this doesn't look very clear now, does it? Because we've got these headings over here, and we've got this caption, but we don't actually have any little borders to represent a cell. So we can go ahead and fix that up by putting a border in our table. So we could go ahead and give this attribute an attribute of border and set that equal to 1. Okay. And if we save that now and click refresh, we now have some borders appearing. And that doesn't look very nice, but I'm going to save all the niceties or all the CSS for this table for another tutorial. So we will get back to that in the next tutorial, but for now let's go ahead and actually add some data to this table. So I need to create a new row. So tr and ending tr, and now we can go ahead and actually fill our row with some data. So the first thing we have to do is create or give this table data a rank. Okay, so table data is going to be our first cell, and the rank is obviously going to be 1 because this is our first actual game that we're putting in here, so it's going to be the one that's ranked at the top. Okay, then we're going to create another table data, and to be honest I think we should just duplicate this a couple times. So 4, okay, that's fine. So the title of the best-selling game worldwide, funny enough, is Tetris, and that was released in 1984, and this is according to Wikipedia. So and it sold 143 million copies worldwide, which is an insane amount of copies, believe it or not. Okay, so now we can go ahead and create our second row. So tr and ending tr, and I'm just going to actually copy all of this. I should have copied the row as well, but hey. Okay, now the next game is the number 2 most sold game in the world, and believe it or not, that is actually Wii Sports. I didn't believe that because I didn't think that Wii Sports was that popular, and it was released in 2006, and it has sold 81 million or 81.99 million copies. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this right there and refresh this in Firefox, and you can see we now have a table that actually looks like a table. Okay, so we've got our caption, Then we've got our table headers over here, and then we're also displaying our table data out, just like this. And this tutorial is actually getting kind of long, so I think we'll go ahead and add maybe another 2 more columns into this table, or 2 more rows into this table, and then we'll just end the tutorial there. So the third most selling game in the world, which I find to be quite crazy, is actually Minecraft, and that is super insane because it really isn't the best game in the world, or most fun game in the world. But if you guys play Minecraft, I'm sorry to offend you, but I have also played Minecraft. I've bought it, and it's cool, but not that cool. Okay, so 49.5 million copies of Minecraft sold worldwide, and let's go ahead and add the fourth most sold game in the world, and that happens to be Super Mario Brothers. And that I can believe, because Super Mario Brothers was really popular, and that was released in 1985, and that has sold 35.53 million copies, which is crazy. But let's go ahead now and refresh this, and there we go. That is our table, and we've got a few more rows in there. So basically that is how you create a table in HTML. And as always, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Please feel free to leave a comment, like, or share this video. It's really going to help my channel grow, and I will see you guys next time.